Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to be discussing about elementary logic. Specifically, we're going to talk about logical connectives and conditional statements. So the first thing that we must know about elementary logic, of course, is the definition of elementary logic. So according to the presentation, it serves as a set of rules that govern the structure and presentation of mathematical proofs. It allows us to determine the validity of arguments in and out of mathematics. So elementary logic is our key for us to determine whether the given arguments are valid or invalid, okay, inside and outside of mathematics. So there are rules that we need to follow or that will govern us about the structure and the presentation of mathematical proofs. Now, a proposition, a proposition, it is a statement that is by itself either true or false, but not both. They can be expressed in symbols like P, Q, R, or small letters P, Q, R. There are types of proposition such as simple and compound. So when we say simple proposition, it just means a single idea statement. While compound, it conveys two or more ideas. Okay? Later, I'll be giving some examples like simple proposition and other examples like compound. Okay, that's the main difference of the two, having one single idea statement that is simple and having two or more ideas, meaning you have a compound proposition. So I'll have here I have here some examples of statements, and then we will be identifying whether it is a proposition or not. How do we know whether the given statement is a proposition or not? Sabi sa definition, a proposition, it is a statement that is by itself either true or false, but not both. For example, one is a prime number. So the first thing that you should do is to identify whether it is true or false, or ito ba ay both. Pag sinabing both, sometimes true to or sometimes false. This statement, one is a prime number, it is a false statement because one is not a prime number. And it is always true because one will never be uh, considered a prime number. Okay? So, this is always false. Since always false to, hindi siya mako-considered na sometimes false or sometimes true or both. Therefore, it is a proposition. Okay? That is a false statement, a statement that is always false. So, therefore, it is a proposition. Okay, another example. Letter B. 3 times 4 equals 12. So ito, meaning 3 times 4, 3 times 4, the answer here is 12. How would you consider this? Is it true or false? Tama ba na 3 times 4 is equal to 12? Let's see. The answer is true. The question is it always true or will there be times that it is false? Pag sinabi bang 3 times 4, always ba siyang 12? Or minsan ba pag sinabi 3 times 4, minsan ang magiging sagot ay 10 or other numbers? No, right? So the answer would always be true. So therefore, since always true to, never siya magiging false. Yung statement na 3 times 4 equals 12, therefore it is considered a proposition. Okay? What about this example? Given that x and y are odd numbers. So meron tayong condition. Sabi, given that x and y, we have two numbers named as x and y, and these numbers are odd numbers. So what are odd numbers? Di ba meron tayong dalawang types of numbers? Meron tayong even numbers, and then we have the odd numbers. Even numbers begin with 0, followed by 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. So these are the numbers that are considered even because they are divisible by 2. Okay? Odd numbers naman begin with 1, followed by 3, 5, 7, 9, etc. Okay? Now, meron tayong dapat patunayan. X minus y is odd. Can we support this conclusion that when we subtract x and y, the answer will be an odd number? Anong sabi? The condition must be given that x and y are odd numbers. So you think of a two odd numbers. You think of a two odd numbers. So yung x and y are odd numbers. For example, ang odd numbers na napili nyo ay 3 at saka 1 or 5. Okay, anong gagawin sa dalawang numbers na yan? 3 and 5, you're going to subtract it. Okay, x minus y. So 3 minus 5, that is equal to 3 minus 5, that is equal to negative 2. The question is, ito bang negative 2 will be considered odd or even? Negative 2, ito yun, negative lang pero yung 2 is an even number. So, the answer here is x minus y is odd. Sabi niya, dapat daw ay magiging odd yung sagot. Pero dito sa ginawa nating example, ang naging sagot ay even. So, we cannot support the conclusion. So, the answer here is false. The question is it always false? Lahat ba ng mapipili nating numbers na odd kapag pinag-subtract natin, ang magiging sagot ba ay laging even? Or makakakuha tayong sagot na odd para masuportahan natin tong claim na to or conclusion na to. So, hanap pa tayo ng ibang odd numbers. Halimbawa, napili natin ay 9 at saka yung 1. Okay, ipag-minus natin. 9 minus 1. 9 minus 1 is equal to 8. Now, is 8 an odd number to support the claim or the conclusion? 8 is another even number. So therefore, the answer will still be false. So always ba yung magiging false? The answer is yes. Always yung false. Whenever you subtract two odd numbers, the result or the answer will always be an even number. Never ka magkakaroon ng odd number. Even if you try other odd numbers. Okay? Just always follow the restriction or the condition here that x and y should always be odd numbers. Okay? So since always false to always false, therefore it is a proposition. Okay? Let's have another example. The last example that I have in here. Look. What about this? Statement D. A is equal to B. So yun lang yung binigay. We don't have any conditions or restrictions. So meaning yung A and B can be any numbers. Malaya tayo kung anong gusto natin maging number si A at anong maging number si B. Now, can we support that A equals B? So kung mag-a-assign kayo ng value ng A, anong value? So since wala siyang restriction, any number. Halimbawa, ang inassign kong value ng A ay 1. Si B can also be any numbers. So, pwede ko rin siya ma-assign as 1. Diba? In this case, we can say that 1 is equal to 1. So, the answer here is we can say that it's true, right? But the question is it always true? Paano pag ang inassign kong value ng A ay 5? Kasi any number naman si A, malaya tayo. Kahit anong number, pwede natin siyang i-assign. Si B, pwede rin siyang i-assign kahit anong number. So, kung si B, pwede siya kahit anong number, so pwede siya maging 4. In this case, can we say that 5 is equal to 4? Or can we say that A is equal to B? The answer is no, right? So the answer here is false. So we have two answers. It can be true if you will assign A as 1 and the other value for B will also be assigned as 1. Okay? But if you assign A as 5 and you assign B as 4, the answer here is false. So sometimes true, sometimes false. If you have this kind of statement, therefore, what? It is not a proposition. Okay? So this is not a proposition. So among the four examples, ito lang yung nag-iisa nating not a proposition. Okay? So kailangan always true or always false. Bawal ang sometimes true or sometimes false. Okay? For example, another example. um, for example, the year, the birth year, rather, the birth year of your classmate is a leap year. Okay. So how do you consider this statement? The birth year of your classmate is a leap year. Is it a proposition or not a proposition? Is it proposition or not proposition? So we need to identify first whether it's true or false, right? So the birth year of your classmate is a leap year. Pwede ba itong maging true? Pwede ka ba magkaroon ng classmate na ang birth year niya ay leap year? Ano ba yung leap year? Di ba yung leap year mga years like 2024? Okay? Ito yung mga taon na divisible by 4. So, sila yung may extra one day na year. Okay? For example, 2020, yan, ay leap year yan. Okay, 2004, that is another leap year. So, those are leap years. Now, possible ba na magkaroon ka ng classmate na pinanganak ng leap year? The answer is yes. Okay? The birth year of your classmate is a leap year. Ngayon, always ba na yes? Always bang leap year ang taon o birth year ng yung classmate? There, of course, the answer is no. So, possible ka magkaroon ng no dito. So, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng classmates mo ay magiging leap year ang birth year nila. Meron din possibility na yung year nila ay hindi leap year. Okay? So, sometimes yes, sometimes no, or sometimes true, or sometimes false. Therefore, it is not a proposition. Okay? Now, let's move on to the logical connectives. Look at this table. You have to familiarize yourself regarding these symbols and the name of the symbols. So we have here the statements, 5 statements. Okay? We have the not P, P and Q. Tandaan niyo yung mga wordings na ginagamit na not, tapos yung word na and. Okay, meron siyang corresponding symbols. P or Q, the word or. If P, then Q, the words if, tsaka yung then. Okay? Then we have the P, if and only if. Q. So, circle natin yung if and only if. Okay? The connectives are, ito yung nagko-connect sa mga statements. By the way, itong P at Q ay mga statements. Yung P, is the first statement. Yung Q is the second statement. So the connectives yung nagko-connect sa kanila o yung dinadagdag natin sa mga statements are the words not, the word and, the word or, the word if then, and the word if and only if. The connective if and only if. Then we have the symbol for the not. Ang symbol for, para sa not ay ito, class. Yan. Parang negative sign, pero kulot. Okay? Or slur. Now, the word and is symbolized or is represented or presented with this symbol. Okay? Para siyang letter A. And. Cup. Okay? Or, parang letter V. Then, if then, we have this symbol, the one arrowhead pointing to the right. That is the if then connective. And the last connective is if and only if we have this symbol, the double arrowhead. Okay? So, itong word na not or the negation, I mean, the name of this is negation. That's the name of the statement. Okay? If you see this symbol, that is conjunction. And if you see this symbol, that is disjunction. That's the name. Okay? Then if you see this symbol, that is conditional. Okay? And then the last one, the double arrowhead, is biconditional. Okay? From the word bi, meaning two. So there are two arrowheads. Okay? Pointing to the right and pointing to the left. So you have to familiarize yourself regarding these symbols. Okay? So how do we use it? Look, I have here examples of statements and we're going to connect them with the use of symbols. Okay? Sabi dito, write the required statement given the indicated connectives. So we have here three examples of statements. So pag nakuha yung kulay para makita nyo, this one. So we have the first statement, statement P. We have an even number is divisible by 2. Then statement Q, the second statement, we have 12 is an even number. And then last statement, the third statement, named as R, statement R, 12 is divisible by 2. So what we're going to do is to just follow the symbols, okay? And then write the statement. Number one, we have here P, then we have this symbol. So you have to know what is this symbol, okay? So you will go back to the table. And then we have this symbol again, and then we have statement R. So the statements that we're going to use are statement P, which is this, an even number is divisible by 2. And then statement R, 12 is divisible by 2. So Q will not be utilized. Okay? It will not be part of your number one statement. So now, balikan natin. Statement P muna tayo. So lalagay nandito, an even number is divisible by 2. Okay? So this is the translation. Lagay ko, an even number is divisible by 2. Divisible by 2. So that is your statement P. Okay? Statement P. Now, meron tayo ditong gantong symbol. This one is conditional. Okay? Ito yung class. Kung babalikan natin, wait lang, balikan natin. Yan, itong one arrowhead na yan, that is conditional. And one arrowhead. So, anong connective ang gagamitin nyo? Ito yung mahalaga. So, meaning, we're going to use the words if, then, connectives. Okay? Yung if, nilalagay mo siya sa unang statement. Then, yung then, sa unahan ng second statement mo. So, if, then, ang gagamitin natin. So, maglalagay ka ng if dito. So, lagay ka ng if. So, if an even number is divisible by 2, then, comma, maglalagay ka ng then. Tapos, anong kasunod? So, proceed ka na dito sa second statement. Okay? Meron tayo ditong R. Pero meron ditong negative sign. Anong ibig sabihin ng negative sign na yan? Pag binalikan mo sa table, ang negative sign na yan, the connective that you're going to use is the word not. So, ilalagay mo siya dun sa statement. Ang statement natin ay R, lalagay mo ng not. Kaya, ang R natin is 12 is divisible by 2. So, lalagyan mo siya ng word na not. So, kailangan grammatically correct pa rin. So, saan mo ilalagay yung word na not? Yung word na not is always written after the linking verb, which is the word is, or sometimes the word are, is, are, was, where, tsaka yung am. Okay? So, after siya ng mga words na yan. So, ito ay magiging 12 is not divisible by 2. So, lalagay mo dito, 12, then 12 is not divisible by 2. So, that is your complete statement. If an even number is, doubling number ko dito. So, erase natin isang number. If an even number is divisible by 2, then 12 is not divisible by 2. So, kompleto yan. Meron tayong statement P, an even number is divisible by 2, nandiyan. Meron tayong conditional. We use the connectives, the word if and the word then. Okay? And then, statement R that has a negative sign. So, meron tayong 12 is kaya siya may word na not. Not divisible by. So, that's how you translate the first statement. Look, pakita ko sa inyo. Okay? So, yun yung answer natin. What about in second given? We have the Q, then we have this symbol, and then P. Okay? Q, then this symbol, then P. Ano ibig sabihin ng symbol na to? Anong connective ang gagamitin nyo? Let's go back to the table. So, ang symbol na yon ay ito. Sorry. That is conjunction. Okay? Then, the word or the connective that we're going to use is the word and. Okay? Kailangan familiar kayo dyan. So, enumerate nga natin isa-isa ulit. So, kailangan alam nyo to ha. So, una, we have this symbol. That is the word not. The name of the statement is negation. Okay? Next, we have this symbol, the cup. Okay? Ang word na ginagamit dyan ay word na and. Yan yung connective. This statement is called conjunction. The next, yung kabaliktaran ng and, pag V naman. This is, we use the word or as the connective of this symbol. And ang tawag natin dyan ay this junction. Okay? Next, na to ay one arrowhead. So, ang ibig sabihin naman yan ay if, kaya ang tawag dyan ay conditional. Conditional. And then last one, the double arrowhead. Ang ginagamit ay if and only if. And this is called by conditional. Okay? Okay, next. Let's go back to the second example. So, sa second example, ang gagamitin natin ay Q. Kasi gamit tayo ng ganung symbol. This is conditional. Ang ginagamit na word ay and. Then, susunod natin ang P. So, ang magiging sagot natin for number 2 is this. Answer. 12 is an even number. That is statement Q, right? So, tama lang yan. And then, maglalagay tayo ng word na and kasi followed by this symbol na tayo. And. Ito yon. Tapos, Q, an even number is divisible by 2. Just copy statement Q. This one. An even number is divisible by 2. Sir, bakit wala na tayong word na if tsaka yung word na then? Like sa first example natin. Kasi, wala lang tayong ginamit na gantong symbol, which is the conditional. What we used here is the word and because this is the conjunction symbol wherein we need to use the connective and. Okay? Number 3. So we write R, statement R. Then we use this symbol. This symbol is biconditional. We're going to use the connective if and only if. Okay? Nilalagay lang yan sa gitna ng dalawang statement. Okay? Or if and only if. Tapos itong P, lagay mo yung P, and then lagay mo yung, atong symbol na to is disjunction. You're going to use the word or. And then, statement Q, lalagay mo lang. So the answer, the final statement will be this. So yung R muna, this is R. 12 is divisible by 2. So you have here. Then we have the symbol for the conditional. So we're going to use the connective if and only if. Okay. And then an even number for the statement P. An even number is divisible by 2. And then we're going to use the word or for the disjunction. Or, look at this. And then statement Q. 12 is an even number. So that's how you translate, okay, the symbols to statements in logic. Okay, next one. So the last part of our discussion would be about conditional statements. So conditional statements, so yung conditional na binabanggit ko kanina, ito yon guys. Okay, yan yung may symbol na ganito. One arrowhead. Ano nga ang ginagamit na connective for the conditional statement? The connective is if, then. Okay? If, then. Next. So conditional statements are statements which are in the form of if P then Q. Kaya meron tayong if then dito. P is the hypothesis while Q is the conclusion. The following are the transformations of conditionals. So we have three transformations. So meron tayong tinatawag na converse of conditional. So ang original kasing conditional ay P if P then Q. So ibig sabihin na to, if P then Q. Pag sinabi natin converse of conditional class, from if P then Q, magiging Q tapos conditional P. So magbabaliktad yung position ng Q at P. So magiging if, magiging sunod dito, if Q then P. So pagbabaliktad mo lang. So pag pinagawa sa inyo, what is the converse of conditional? Pagbabalik na rin nila yung position ng dalawang statements. Yung una magiging pangalawa, yung pangalawa magiging una. Then pag pinapagawa naman sa inyo ay inverse of conditional, what you're going to do is from the original, from if P then Q, magiging not P, conditional not Q. Diba ito, PQ ay magiging if P then Q. Pag ganito naman, pag inverse, magiging if not P, then not Q. So, ano nangyari? Nilagyan mo lang ng word na not. Ninegate mo lang yung dalawang statements, pero hindi ka nagpalit ng position. Kaya nilagyan mo lang sila ng word na not sa statement nila. What about the last one? Contrapositive of conditional. So, from original, if P then Q, magiging not Q, conditional not P. So, what happened? Look, kanina P na una, ngayon Q naman. Aside from that, yung Q, meron ding word na not. Meron siyang negation. So, parang combination siya ng converse at inverse. Pag converse, pinagbaliktad mo lang yung position, walang word na not. Pag inverse, hindi ka nagpalit ng position pero para silang may word na not, yung statements. Kapag naman contrapositive, pinagbaliktad mo na at nilagyan mo rin sila parehas ng word na not. So ito magiging if not Q, then not P. Okay? For you to understand it better, let's have the following examples. So we have the original statement or original conditional statement. So nakalagay dito, if 3x plus 2 equals 8, ibig sabihin siya yung P. Kung original yan, the first statement is named as P. Then, x equals 2. This is the statement Q. So, ang statement P mo, 3x plus 2 equals 8. Statement Q is x equals 2. So, P conditional Q. How do we get the converse? Ang converse ay you interchange the position of P and then Q. So the statement Q will become the first statement and then statement P will become the second statement. So the answer would be this. So may if then pa rin kasi lahat yan class ay conditional. So if x equals 2, yan yung Q natin kanina, then 3x plus 2 equals 8. Yan yung P natin kanina. So, nagbaliktad. Q na uuna, then followed by P. Then, meron pa rin tayong conditional. That's why, meron tayong if at saka yun din. What about the inverse? Can you still remember what inverse is? So, pag inverse, you will not interchange the position, but you will negate both statements. Meaning, you will put the word not in both statements. So dito, ng statement natin ay 3x plus 2 equals 8. Diba ito yung original? So yan yung P, then Q. Ito lagi ang reference natin, the first statement, the original conditional state. So pag inverse, you will be negating the statement. Pag nag-negate kayo ng equation, itong equal sign, di ba? If 3x plus 2 equals 8, ang magiging negation nito is not equal. Lagyan mo ng word na not, di ba? If 3x plus 2 is not equal to 8, then x is not equal to 2. So the answer would be this. Okay? So if 3x plus 2, ito na yung negation natin, is not equal to 8, yan yung statement P natin, nilagyan lang natin ng negation. So not P. Then, x is not equal to 2. Yan yung statement Q nyo, but with negative sign. Kaya siya may word na not. Okay? So that is the inverse. So how do we get the contra-positive? Kapag contra-positive, pagbabalik na rin mo yung position ng P at saka ng Q, at the same time, lalagyan mo sila ng word na not. Okay? So, pagbalik na rin natin, mauuna yung x is not equal to 2. If x is not equal to 2, yan yung statement Q nyo, pero naka-negative. Okay? Then, 3x plus 2 is not equal to 8. Yan yung statement P, pero may negative. Ito yung negative. So, not P. So, the contra-positive is not Q, if then, not P. Okay? What about this? The last one. What is biconditional? Ang biconditional, it is not part of conditional. Okay? Ito yung double arrowhead. Hindi ka gagamit dito ng if then. Instead, you're going to use the if and only if. Okay, nire-remind ko lang kayo yung difference na itong conditional at biconditional. So, pag if and only if, wala tayong if sa unahan. So, gagawin mo, yung P, copy mo, 3x plus 2 equals 8. Wala kang if sa unahan na to. Okay, diretso. 3x plus 2 equals 8. Then, ilalagay mo yung biconditional connective, which is if and only if. Then, lagay mo yung Q, x equals 2. So, that is P biconditional Q. So, that's it. That's all about elementary logic.